It's my first off season. I get it, kind of running the show in the locker room in the summer, working out with Jason and Sean. Going to naturally kind of let those guys have it. Them calling me out sometimes to the group, it's been good. That's his way of saying things can change pretty quickly. Remember, at this time last year, Dak was the 135th pick of the 2016 draft, a fourth rounder that, to be frank, not many people were expecting much of in 2016. Then, well, let's see, Romo's back, Dak's run, Tony's retirement. And now for the team that wears the star, Dak might be the biggest star of all. He's now expected to be the man in 2017 and going forward. But to understand what may lie ahead, you have to appreciate what he's already been through. Jade McCarthy has the story.
If one team would just give him a chance, he knew that he could be successful.
I can always remember him from a young age saying he was going to play quarterback for the Cowboys, and that was it.
Dak Prescott, please.
This is he.
Dak, this is Jerry Jones, and you're a Dallas Cowboy.
Yes, sir, I'm excited.
I'm glad you are, because we're excited about it, too. Dak.
What's up, Coach?
Congratulations, buddy.
I appreciate it.
How are you?
I'm good, excited now.
Well, it's a great day for you, but it's a great day for us, too. Excited to have you on our football team.
Yes, sir, I appreciate it, Coach. I'm ready.
What did he say to you after he got the call from Jerry Jones?
He just had a big smile on his face. You know, his family was right there around him.
Family for Dak Prescott has pretty much always been tied to football. It was on this field at Louisiana's Houghton High School where he and his two older brothers starred for more than a decade combined.
We knew Dak ever since he was 4 or 5 years old. He would come up with his brothers and watch them play, and we'd see him running around on the field after the games, and just always seemed like he had a football in his hands.
By the time he was in middle school, we knew, he was going to be a good player for us. He was bigger than everyone else, and those middle school coaches always talked about him like he's going to be the one. The junior year, our last game of the year, was against our rival, Parkway High School. And at the time, they had not beat us probably in 10 or 12 years. And they took the lead with maybe a minute and 40 left.
And you're thinking you got to, march it down the field, and the odds are not real good in that aspect as far as being able to win the game, especially with no timeouts. But he was real calm.
And he said, "Coach, we got this."
And sure enough, marches them right down the field, and we end up scoring to win the district championship. We kind of compared him to John Elway because John Elway had all these just great fourth quarter comebacks.
Dak's fourth quarter heroics stood out on the field, but it was a simple gesture towards his team manager that revealed his character.
Kyle Brister was, an autistic kid that we had, and helped us out for a lot of years.
He was functional but pretty severely autistic. Of course, the guy was a genius now. He could tell you, any number in the world. We gave him things that he could do to help us. He helped with the laundry in here.
We were going to the playoffs, but he was leaving after our 10th game, and it was the game that we actually won the district championship.
Dak decides that the whole team's going to carry him off the field on their shoulders. For a guy that's in here with us every day, but isn't technically on the team, that made him feel like he was on the team.
I can still see the smile on his face. He'll never forget that, and being part of our program and what those kids did for him.
Where do you think that comes from?
His mom's probably a big part of that.
Dak's mother, Peggy Prescott, was a single mom who worked multiple jobs. Like her work ethic, her support for her sons was unwavering. She was a fixture in these bleachers for over a decade.
She was a fireball. If she didn't like what we were doing as coaches, she would tell us.
I saw her and I said, "How's it going, Miss Peggy?" And she goes, "It's not real good." We hadn't lost a game all year. And I said, "What's the problem?" She goes, "That offensive coordinator, that blank Cajun doesn't know what he's doing. We're scoring like 50 points a game." I'm thinking, okay, Miss Peggy, I'll make sure and tell him that. She was hard. She was hard on him. He was the baby of the family, but he was really the baby of the family to her, and she's very protective of him, wanted him to do right, and he did all the time. All right, give me a hand, guys.
Even when his mom was diagnosed with cancer in 2010. Even when she lost the battle 3 years later, during Dak's junior year at Mississippi State.
She passed away late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. Comes in. We go to the funeral on Wednesday, and he's adamant he has to play that week because his main reasoning was she would be really pissed if he wasn't playing in that game on Saturday.
Prescott, forget about it. Touchdown, Mississippi State.
What would his mom say to him now?
She would say she's proud. And, we all are. I mean,
Starts up the middle, now he pulls it back, now he peels around left, now he throws it in the end zone. Touchdown, Cowboys win.
She would be up here right now telling us, I told you so. I told you he was going to play quarterback for the Cowboys. I have no doubt about that.
I think his mom, he wanted to please his mom all the time, and he still wants to do it today. I can promise you. That's a big factor in what he does. It's not Halton High School or me or somebody else. He wants mom to be happy, and that's why he's playing.
Well, can Dak take his game to the next level? He has the second highest passer rating by any player in his first 16 career games since the NFL-AFL merger of 1970. Look at these names. Now, why are these names highlighted? The other four on the top of this list worked wonders their sophomore years. They all started a Super Bowl, 3 won, and 2 of them were named MVP of those Super Bowls. So in other words, those are the things that have historically happened. However, historically also, we've seen it go the other way. RG3, 2012 Rookie of the Year, now looking for work. How does Dak avoid a sophomore slump?
I think for Dak and even for the Cowboys, it's important to play within the structure of the team. Know how your team is built. I mean, they had pieces in place before Dak was even there. They had the offensive line. They had the tight end. They had the wide receiver. So they had elements that we're going to win this game. We're going to win the game up front. Just because, Dak had a tremendous year last year. But that doesn't mean now all of a sudden we have to shift the identity of the team to the quarterbacks. The Cowboys just need to continue to play within the structure of how they're built as a roster. If they continue to do that, and all Dak needs to do in year 2, make 1 or 2 more plays that you didn't make last year. To me, that's progress as far as your development. But there's no need to, Dak had this great year, now we're just going to put it on the quarterback's shoulder. Right. That would be a disaster for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I know Dak had a great year. He was Rookie of the Year. Everybody looks to him now, second-year quarterback. Now you got to take us to the next level. Dak feeling, all right, now I got to be the leader and check everybody and do all that. But I think that's incorrect. I mean, I don't think that I want to address the whole leadership thing with Dak. Don't think that you need to run the locker room now. Right? There are plenty of leaders in that locker room, and just when you think you got to have your hand and your mentality and your comments in every single meeting room, that's when you forget about what you got to do yourself. Only lead when it's needed.
Right.
That's the thing.
Stay true to who you are.
That's it. Yes, don't change because now it's your second year. I'm Rookie of the Year. Now I really got to be vocal. Now I really got to be a leader because players in the locker room will sense false leadership when you're forcing it. That's what you don't need to do. He just needs to just continue what he was doing in terms of that mentality he had last year because I thought he was a leader last year.
Right.
You don't need to lead the entire team, have your face in a special teams huddle or something like that. It's, man, get out of here. We got this.
Right.
You don't need to come in here and tell us to cover a kick or anything like that. Just worry about what you were last year, and why not just continue that?
You know how you lead?
By example, yeah. Well, let me just ask both of you guys this question because Tom sort of burst onto the scene in 2001. And then I think the first game that next year, you guys threw it like all the time, sort of changed how you guys had got there. But how was Tom's evolution from year 1 to phenom, or not starting, the first year he started, to what he became?
And I'll tell you, mentality-wise with Tom, he was very fortunate that we did not need him to be a leader. There were so many already, so that progression he didn't have to worry about. He only had to worry about on the football field type of things. Myself as a quarterback, I don't have to lead because I got Andruzzi, I got Copen, I got these other guys in front of me that will take care of any problems that we have, that will police that, so I can just worry about who I am. I think Dak has the same type of players in a Witten, some of those offensive linemen. Maybe Dez will even step up and say something right away for Dak, but he doesn't have to be that guy. Focus on the football part. And that was it with Tom. And I think that sometimes, all right, with second-year quarterbacks, coaches think they got the next greatest thing since sliced bread. So now this guy can handle everything that we throw at him. So if we were spoon-feeding you last year, now we're going to throw it 40 to 50 times a game because you can handle it. It's your next year. You should be able to. All of a sudden, let's change because we think we got the next great Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Dan Marino, whatever we got. So let's see what he can do. That can also sort of stunt the development of a quarterback. I remember Mark Sanchez. How did you guys have success the first couple years? It was about running the football. It was about doing all of that, being physical, and all of a sudden they thought he could handle empty. He could do a lot of things like that. All of a sudden Mark Sanchez can't handle that, and you forget who you are.
Yeah, that sophomore year was for lack of a better term with Tom, was the year you guys